Love and War. Love and War? Love and War. Love and War is a novel written by primeval force of elementary human nature Paul Cornell, notable for featuring a legendary falling out between the 7th Doctor and Ace, the introduction of the most influential companion of the wilderness years, and an absolutely disgusting fact about Sabalom Glitz. But why did the Doctor and Ace fall out? Why is 6 afraid of 7? And why is Paul Mars a character in this book? Stick around and learn the answer to 2/3 of these questions. By the way, spoilers for Love and War ahead. So the story begins with Ace a bit down in the dumps after attending her friend's funeral, so the Doctor decides to cheer her up by taking her to Heaven, a serene world serving as neutral territory between the human and Draconian empires. While the Doctor is off being boring at the governmental library, Ace gets involved with a group of sexy nomadic travellers who call themselves the Travellers, and also Benny Summerfield. Who is Benny Summerfield? Bernice Benny Summerfield is an adventurer archaeologist, time traveller, sometimes companion of the Doctor, who likes shooting guns, having fun, and has a trail of conquests across the universe. And if you think any of this sounds in any way familiar, then just wait till I make a video about the war in Heaven. So anyway, Ace falls in love with one of the space hippies, but it turns out an evil foot fungus called the Hoofy is plotting to take over the galaxy, and Jan, the space hippie Ace has fallen in love with, is a pawn in their sinister plan. But it's okay, because the Doctor has been making his own preparations like a tiny Scottish Batman with a ferret down his pants. He's got his own plot to apply some clotrimazole to the Hoofy, and Jan, the space hippie Ace has fallen in love with, is a pawn in his sinister plan. So yeah, Ace fell for someone the Doctor was planning on sacrificing for the greater good, because the VNA 7th Doctor is evil. More on that later though, because right now we gotta focus on the fact that this act, this betrayal, this violation is what prompts Ace to leave the TARDIS, unable to forgive the Doctor, and frankly, who can blame her? Yeah, the novels take this idea that the 7th Doctor was this manipulative bastard man from the later era of his TV run and amped it up to such an insane degree that the Doctor didn't so much cross the line as pour gasoline onto the line, then tricking its loved ones into setting it on fire. Combine this with the brutally negative reception Colin Baker's 6th Doctor had at the time, and you've got the recipe for an edge sandwich. It's revealed that the 7th Doctor deliberately murdered the 6th Doctor to death. Now, come and marvel at my incredibly accurate and impressive impression of Sylvester McCoy.
I've come to bargain with you!
Again, the way I bargain with you, I should entertain every life of every cat. You have only 13 to give me, Time Lord.
I give you my 6th life for wisdom!
Don't lie to me. You sacrificed the colourful jester because you needed to be born. Time would have her champion, and he was just the compost for your blooming. You ran your TARDIS into the Rani's beam joyfully. Ha! Your 6th self hates you for that. He will become the Valiard for that. That was Death the 7th Doctor was talking to there, by the way, just in case you didn't think this was edgy enough. Now, I know we give the Revival era Doctors flack for being too dark and brooding, but this single act makes every time a future Doctor goes all oncoming storm into a pleasant summer breeze by comparison. I also have to point out the raw, unleaded hater energy being directed at the 6th Doctor here, which could only be made more painful if this idea was brought up in a future book in an even more insulting way. So, in Head Games by Steve Lyons, we're given more tiddly bits of information that aren't so much rubbing salt in 60's wounds as pushing him into a room filled with salt and several hundred hidden razor blades. Not only do we learn that the 7th Doctor has the 6th Doctor's soul imprisoned in his mind out of fear of sexy Sixie becoming the Valiard, not only do we have a Doctor v Doctor fight scene where a crazed 6th Doctor slowly becomes the Valiard, thus validating all of 7's mistreatment of him, by the way, but when Benny Summerfield finds out how the 6th Doctor died, cold, alone and unloved, she laughs so hard her sides hurt. Yeah, 6 didn't really have the best of times in the 90s. A lot of fans blamed his era and actor Colin Baker for the decline of the show itself, which is stupid when we should be blaming the sex pest who was running it instead. Now, if you like this video, then maybe you'll like this one about the secret history and many lives of Susan Foreman. Bye!